carnival. This year, she had convinced her cousin Stephen to go to the carnival with her. They had a great time on the rides. Finally, only the Ferris wheel was left. Lucy and Stephen were in the Ferris wheel when they heard a terrified cry. A girl in the box before them had somehow slipped past the safety rail and was dangling perilously from the rail high up in the air. Stephen immediately swung into action. He nimbly climbed up the sturdy frame and reached level with the girl who was hanging on for dear life. He carefully inched along the rods till he reached the carriage. He grasped her hands firmly and pulled her back into the carriage. The Ferris wheel owner immediately started the machinery, bringing them back down to the ground level. Everyone praised Stephen, and Lucy said, "I am really glad we both came to the carnival today." Watched away. Monsoon is the best time in Mumbai, Shabana thought. She was riding the double-decker bus, sitting upstairs, of course. She loved the front seat the most, where the rainwater from the window in the front splashed her face. Lost in her thoughts, Shabana missed her bus stop. When she tried to get down, the bus was so crowded that she had to fight her way all the way down. She managed to get down 2 stops after her own. The downpour was persistent, the water up to her knees and visibility very poor. Shabana could not get another bus and had to walk through it all. Gosh, it was difficult. Shabana somehow managed to reach home. Mother was standing at the door looking very worried. "Where were you?" she asked Shabana as she helped her daughter get into drier clothes. As Shabana recounted her adventures, she smiled, thinking, "Monsoon is the best time in Mumbai." A brave act. Marissa was traveling in India with a friend. They had just reached a famous temple situated on the mountains. As the students of history, they were interested in studying the temple and knowing more about it. The temple was beautiful. They walked inside and were admiring the beautiful work of architecture when they heard a loud clap. It shook the entire temple. Suddenly, there was water everywhere. A cloud had burst over the temple, flooding the entire area. Marissa did not know swimming very well, but she was worried about her friend and the priest of the temple. Braving the floating debris coming her way, she found them both and dragged them to a house built on a high mountain. The house was empty, but they were safe, so they waited there as the flood covered the land below them slowly. Finally, 3 days later, a helicopter was sent up to rescue them and they reached home soon after. Watch out for that tree. Spike was spending his vacation at his Aunt May's house. One day, Spike and his cousin Terry picked their cycles up and rode to the market to buy eggs and bread for breakfast. Aunt had given Spike a small bag for the eggs, which he hung at the back of the cycle. Terry rode behind Spike, giving directions. "Turn left. No, I mean turn right. Turn right." Poor Terry, she was always confused between right and left. On their way back, Terry said, "Turn left," when she really meant right. So Spike turned left and right into somebody's garden. The lady of the house saw him turn in and came running out. Spike became scared and banged into a tree. The cycle fell on top of him, and so did the eggs. When Terry came running into the garden, she saw poor Spike looking dazed with egg yolks running down his face. Oh, how they all laughed at Spike's adventures over breakfast.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.